lost in these flames. The will in our minds will keep them forever. Just believe in the fire between us.
We've had this conversation, and you seem to agree with me. But when there's complications, you withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall. And every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you?
Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles, screaming out your name. Take me to a different place, just the two of us, and we can stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, Didn't think I'd make it without you by my side. Let me feel your love again. Just the two of us and we could stay up all night. Kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do. Staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be the someone who can hold your hand.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. Yeah, it is April, y'all. Hope everybody's safe. We've had tornado warnings here. The kids were left school 3 hours early because there was a chance of a tornado. I know, pretty sure some tornadoes landed down in Kentucky. I went to college in Kentucky, so I've got a lot of friends that live there. So people have been saying, I've been getting some news that, cars were overturned and power lines were exploded and stuff like that. So hope everybody's being safe. I almost canceled tonight because I didn't know if I was going to have internet. Because usually when there's bad storms in the area, the internet goes down for some reason. But yeah, we're here. We're doing the show. For those of you that don't know, I am kind of changing the channel a little bit. Not really changing the address or the website or anything like that, but I kind of want to move away from Sean Hyde Studios just because it's a mouthful. I've been saying it for 8 years, so it's pretty easy to say at this point, but trying to design t-shirts, trying to especially like studio sessions. Like I really like studio sessions, and I think I'm probably going to keep studio sessions. Or live at the Foxhorn or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm, just because there's like, Flight Path is like a brand. It's not, I don't know the guy's name, Mr. Pistachio, or like, I don't know. I don't want to, I just want to become, I watch a lot of channels and I want to be like, hey, this is Sean from Foxhorn. It's a whole lot easier to say than, hey, what's up, y'all? This is Sean from Sean Hyde Studios, So that's the branding. I did this last year. I think the South Florida Drone Meetup. It's like the first opportunity to be in person with other people that might be potential subscribers or people that watch the channel or things like that. I kind of want to kind of put my best foot forward. South Florida Drone Meetup is next week. So, I wanted to kind of just rebrand things, give out some shirts and stickers and, just kind of move forward with Foxhorn. So anyway, that's what it is. I think I'm going to put out an official video of, why I'm doing it and what I'm doing. But Chuck's been on the show a couple times recently. He's not going to be on the show tonight. He might be back, but he mentioned that he got with me this week and said that that he didn't want to make the commitment. So yeah. So he's not the official co-host. He has come on. And just like tonight, there's a link in the chat. I don't know if I can see. Yep. Let me go ahead and pin it. So the pinned message in the chat is the way to be on the show if you want to be, but you don't have to be. The chat's going to be pretty short tonight. I'm probably going to duck out around 7:30, just because tomorrow is my last day to prepare for South Florida drone meetup. So I've got to figure out what drones I'm taking. I don't know. Last year I took probably 6 drones and flew none of them. But last year I had my wife with me. So, instead of going out, with the people at the drone meetup, I ended up taking her on a date. We ended up driving in and out pretty quickly. Whereas this year I'm driving to Alabama on Thursday and spending the night there. And then Friday and Saturday, I'll be at the hotel with everybody else. And then Sunday after the beach, or after whatever we do Sunday morning, I'm going to drive back to Alabama, and then Monday will be from Alabama back home. So in those 4 days, even if it's too windy at the beach, I'm going to fly my drone in Alabama somewhere. So it'll be kind of my road trip. But yeah, so tonight I'm going to focus on you guys. I know sometimes when I have a guest or, I'm talking to someone else in the chat, I don't really look at what you guys are saying all night. And the nights that I'm by myself is when I kind of depend on the chat to kind of run the show. I want you guys to ask me questions or move the conversation into different areas that it needs to go in. So with that, I don't know if you guys noticed that I updated the intro. So each week, this is getting a little bit better. This is the agile process for any of you developers, but basically you get a task done, and then the next sprint, you get another task done. And if you keep improving each week, then eventually you'll go from decent to good, and then good to great, and things like that. So, it's good stuff. So basically that's what I'm going to do. I haven't posted any videos lately because I have been, I've been trying to figure out what I want to put on my Avata Axis 3.5 inch edition for the drone meet, because last year it was super windy at the beach, and I don't think my Avata could handle it, but I think my new Avata can. And maybe God's been preparing me for it, the South Florida drone meetup or something, because it has been extremely windy here for the last week. So every day I've been able to put a different camera on that drone and fly it around. Worst case scenario, I'm just going to fly the Avata naked. but the Axis motors are doing pretty good. My drone will fly sideways, kind of, depending on which direction the wind is coming. But I think I've got it figured out to do like a horizontal hold or something like that. Even if the drone's flying sideways, the camera and the stabilization will still be kind of horizontal. So I might fly. I've got like maybe 6 batteries at this point, so I'll fly some one way and some a different way, and then that will be my Avata drone footage for the South Florida drone meetup. I ended up watching Ken Heron's video this week, and I really liked his video. I'm not going to fly that close to people, but I really liked his video of the South Florida drone meetup from the Avata. And then I'm planning on bringing the Mavic 3. I think it can handle the wind pretty well. I think my Inspire 2 could handle the wind with no problem, but I don't really want to bring that big of drone with me. So, which is sad. I mean, I think that's why the foldable drones have such a good market, is because you can actually put those in your bag and bring them with you. But the Avata releases right after I get back from vacation. So it comes out on the 11th. So I don't know how much money I'm going to spend in Florida, because I'm pulling the trigger on the Avata 2 when it comes out. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So yeah, I want to run through some of the questions. I saw JC Flying's in the house, which is pretty awesome. It's good to see you. John, are you going? I'm pretty sure you're going to Florida. So go ahead and put him up here. And then Steven Drones was number 2 for the Foxhorn. Nice. Hope you're having a good night, Steve. Are you getting crazy storms where you're at? I mean, I know like pretty much the whole U.S. is getting storms. And what about Canada? Is Canada getting a hit right now? I saw the map, and like here we get like the U.S., so we don't really get to see much of Canada on the map that they show us. And so, but it looks like the storm kind of went up into Canada. But yeah, just curious to see if it went up in Canada. And speaking of Canada, Gary's in the house. What's up, Gary? Hope you're having a good night. And he reminds everybody to hit the like button. I always appreciate Gary and his promotion for the channel. So John's leaving in the morning for Florida. Check in, and then may go to Miami. Ooh, how close is Miami? Like, I have kind of an open-ended trip. That might be kind of nice to fly in Miami. Something else I want to do, all the different places that I'm going, I'm looking at drone videos to see what, like Stevie did a great video. I don't know if he's here yet. He might be here tonight, but Stevie Bronx did a great video, but I don't know where he did the video from. Like, I know it was in Florida and it was on his trip, but I don't know if it was in Jensen or where it was. But I'm kind of looking at videos to not to copy anybody, but just to see where some good spots are. Because, you know, I'm not down there every week. So I'm kind of anxious. If anybody has been there in the past and has some good flying spots, I don't know if I want to be over the ocean and lose my drone. I'm still scared of flying over water, and maybe I should get over that, because I fly over buildings and concrete, and no matter where my drone falls, I will break it. But I feel like if I fly it over the ocean, then it's just gone, and I can't get the SD card out. But yeah. And in Alabama, I'm staying at a campsite that's kind of like, it's got a bunch of fields around it. So, and I saw a video from like a month ago that where I'm staying was flooded. So hopefully there'll be a campsite when I get there. And I mean, they took my money. I'll just tell you that. So who else we got? Okay, so John's only bringing his Mavic 3 Pro. Got it. Oh, so John said it might not be the crazy winds that we've had in the past years. That would be awesome. So let's see. Dang, John is like lighting up the. I'm gonna move on to someone else. That's pretty cool though. So he's missed the stream for a while. So the new vehicle is doing great. I've got everything set up. I actually bolted everything in today. So I've got all of my camping stuff already in it, packed. And now I just have to get things that I'm bringing for the giveaway and, my drones and my clothes. And I got a cooler. So, but most of that stuff I'm going to get in gas stations on the way down. So, East Coast Thrills is in the house. What's up, man? Hope you're having a good night. I can't wait for the weekend either. So, yeah. And I want to, so everybody that watches my show and is going to be at the South Florida Drone Meetup, I want to meet you guys and I want to, hang out and talk and stuff like that. So, so a lot of times we use like avatars and like I've just changed my channel to Foxhorn. So, I want, if you see me down there, I want you to introduce yourself to me and let me know what your handle is and, we can start a conversation. I don't have like anxiety when it comes to like going up and talking to people, but sometimes you just don't know who to go up to. Like I had several people come up to me and introduce themselves to me, like Alex and Gary and, people that I've never really seen. I think I'd seen Gary one time, or maybe I'd never seen Gary before. Maybe I went on his show after the South Florida Drone Meetup, but like, there's certain people that like I talk to every week and I don't even know what you look like. So, so I think the meetup is going to be a great time for us to actually have a face-to-face conversation. So I'm excited about that. Last year was great. And I'm excited about this year, kind of being on my own and kind of running my schedule. And I think last year I love that my wife went with me. That's kind of out of her comfort zone, but I also spent a lot of time being mindful of her and making sure she was entertained. She found a couple and she just hung out with that couple all day. Like she ended up having a great time. So it was great, but yeah. So the weather looks like it's going to be good. Hopefully nothing's too damaged from what's going on right now. So weather forecast is looking good for this line of storms coming through Florida tomorrow. Charles Gillespie's in the house. What's up, Charles? Hope you're having a good night. Who else we got? Lambos. Peacing out the early birds. What's up, Lambo? Actually, this is what I'm going to do right now. If you're part of the club, I'm going to go ahead and show it. Uh-oh, Doug's got his... He's loving the Vision Pros. Oh, no, that's not it. That's it. All right. So what I'm going to do right now on the club is I'm going to say roll call. All right, I'm going to put on the club roll call. Who's going to the South Florida Drone Meetup? And if you would just write in there that you're going, that way I can. And if your name's different on the club than it is on what I usually see your name as on the live stream, that way I can just. I want to make sure that I come see you while I'm down there. So, all right. So that's that. I'm pretty sure East Coast is going. John's going. Gary's going. That's all I can think of right now. 808. What's up, man? Oh man, I appreciate that comment. Yeah, your channel's looking good, man. I've seen a lot of good videos from you since we talked back in the Parrot days. Did we talk about the Parrot or did we talk about the Evo? I feel like we had conversations about both of them, but I think you were on my channel about the Parrot, I believe. Man, that's been so long. If y'all haven't watched 808's channel, go check it out. He's got some really creative. He does some really creative things. So let's see. East Coast says there's nothing wrong with Sean Ide Studios, but changes are good. Long live Foxhorn. Yeah, the 2 syllables I am loving. Like my name, like Sean is 1 syllable. So, hey, what's up, y'all? This is Sean from Foxhorn. Like, that's so easy to say. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm really excited about branding. Like, I like the mascot kind of icon. I want to do a lot of things with that. I want to do like kind of like barbecue type shirts with the Foxhorn, kind of like Meat Church, or if you went into Academy Sports and you looked at all of the seasonings, like that's kind of what I want my branding to kind of be. And I live in Nashville, so there's a lot of like country type things. So I didn't want anything cheesy like Buc-ee's, but I think Foxhorn, will be I'll be able to do a lot with it. I'll be able to make jerseys. I'll be able to make a lot of different things. And I'm still kind of working on the word mark. I think I'm going to do something with the FH. I put a horn on the fox, the word fox, and I might put a horn on the N on the other side, just so that there's 2 horns. And then I might make a shirt that says effin'. I'm just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. This channel's effing great. But we'll see. Yeah, so East Coast said he never would even known about me if it hadn't have been for the drone meetup. And so who else did I meet? Like Stevie Bronx, I met there talking with Gary. Bob Casey I already knew, but I never met him in person. Barkley, I don't know that I really talked to Barkley when I was at the South Florida drone meetup, but we met later through Bob. So, and then I'd done a video with Ken Heron. So we had met already. But like Ken meets so many people that he didn't really remember me that much. And I didn't really look like this when we did a video together. And then, I got to meet Ken Dono. So there's people down there that I've been watching for a while that I got to see. So it's pretty cool. Jim's Droning's in the house. What's up, Jim? Jim, I have been putting all kinds of cameras on my Avata Axis 3.5. I put, I have the scariest video I've ever made. Maybe, it's probably not, but I put the Insta360 X3 on it. First flight went well, but the 3D printed mount that I made was kind of like in the stitch line. And I put a zip tie around it because I was just kind of doing a test. And the flight went well, but the video, like from the back of the drone, there was a bunch of stuff in the stitch line, so I could never get that out. Then the second flight, no GPS at all. So I don't know what I did. I kind of think that, and I did a firmware update. So I think after the firmware update, it was like trying to connect to my phone the entire time. So I got to figure out how to turn all that off. But the X3, I flew with no GPS, which it's been a long time since I've flown ADI mode. And I thought the Avata would be a little bit different in ADI mode because, most people, like if you fly it manual, like people fly FPV drones all the time, but I forgot it was a windy day and I forgot about the drift. And so like if I let go of my sticks, the Avata stays in the air, but it just started flying sideways, and it like was kind of booking sideways. And so I'm like spending the whole time, like what I did was I put the drone out in the middle of a field. I took the goggles off and I watched it, and I like kind of ran after it and caught it and flipped it around so it turned off. And I got all that on video. So I'm going to post that at some point, but that's been an experience. But the cameras that flew the best, I don't know that I'm going to put a heavy camera on it, to be honest. But the cameras that flew the best were the Action 2 and the GoPro Mini. And so that's probably as big a camera as I'm going to put on it. I might try the RS 360, and I might try the Max, but I think I'm going to try to figure out how to get the SMO to work on it and not really carry a big drone on it. I might get a Bones for it too. The GoPro Bones, but so East Coast is begging for my hat. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to wear this hat. Like it might be nasty by the time, but I might wear a foxhorn shirt. If I wear a foxhorn shirt on Saturday, you can have the hat. Okay. I know you keep begging for it. So hint. And it'll be one of a kind hat because I changed the logo since I ordered it, because I had to order it like a week and a half ago. So I've already adjusted the words. So this is the only foxhorn hat that will have this icon unless you buy it on Etsy. It's on Etsy because that's how I had to buy it. And if you just look up Sean Hyde Studios, there's kind of my other hats and stuff. There's one of a kind Sean Hyde Studio hats on there too, because I tried to rebrand a little bit. So I am running way behind, y'all. I'm like 20 minutes behind. So Doug, welcome to the show. Hope you're having a good night. Saw your new avatar, which looks awesome on the club. So that's cool. So Lambo, what is the 18 in the air challenge? Are we just all going up in the air at the same time with our drones? That scares the crap out of me. So the drones I'm planning on bringing is, I'm going to bring the Avata fleet. And then, cause I love those drones and you can get so many cool shots with those. And then I'm planning on bringing the Mavic 3 Pro Classic, Mavic Pro. Dang it. I used to know the name of that drone, but I'm bringing the 3 Classic, and I'm probably going to bring the 2S with the Sphere because I would really like to get some 360 videos of Florida. And then as far as like regular cameras, I'm probably going to bring my 2 Ace Pros and my a VR180 camera, which is my CAF camera. And then what else am I bringing? Oh, I'm going to be wearing the Ray-Bans with cameras in them. So out of all that, and my Osmo 4. So out of all that, I should be able to get some good footage of stuff. So, so Jim said hi to Captain Joe, but I didn't see Joe. Maybe I missed him. Oh, there he is. What's up, Joe? Hope you're having a good night. So checking the club, it looks like John Carroll is going. And Brett Lambert is going, which is Lambo. Sweet. Who else we got? I saw Eat More Possum. What's up, Brent? Hope you're having a good night. I need to get through these. I'm going to spend the whole show just saying hi to people. What's up, Bob? Hope you're having a good night. Bob, you're not going, are you, to the South Florida Drone Meetup? Eat More Possum doesn't like scrums. Yeah, I don't like the scrum tunes either. Have to work with them, though. Overprop Steve. Nice. So Jim ate too much. He went to Mandarin for dinner. Yeah, I ate too much too. There's a Italian place here called Salvo's, and it's like a New York pizza place, but it's like Sicilian. And every Tuesday, I either get the buy one get one free wing deal at Buffalo Wild Wings and get some Caribbean jerk wings, or I get a stromboli, which is kind of like a calzone without the ricotta cheese in it. Like it's so fattening and so bad to my bowels. But like it's literally just bread. It's like a French bread roll, or like it's like pizza dough with tons of mozzarella cheese and tons of pepperoni just rolled up and cooked. And then they put garlic butter and Parmesan over top of that. And I just eat it with a fork and a knife, and I dip it in marinara sauce, which is like the sweet. Oh, it's good stuff. But I'm excited to eat some surf and turf when I get down to Florida. I don't know when where we're going to go on Saturday night, but the restaurant that I took my wife to was awesome. And I forget what it was called, but it was kind of on the square of Jensen Beach. So Bob's got a video of his grandson first time flying FPV. I'm going to go ahead and cue that up, and we'll watch that. So we'll check that out. He says it's got Epidemic Sound on it. I thought you moved from Epidemic Sound. We're going to fly naked? I'm not doing anything naked. Oh, you're talking about when I was going to fly my Avata naked? I'm going to go streaking. You know, if I flew my drone naked, that'd probably be the first time. So I've been nicked with my blade before when I tried to catch certain drones, and it'd kind of bounce off my forearm or something like that. But if I flew naked, it'd probably be the first time I get hit in the crotch with a drone, and it'd probably lop something off. So Joe said he flew the Avata Sunday in 20-mile-an-hour winds, and it was flying sideways, almost flipping. Not good. He was in normal mode. Yeah, sometimes, like, I think your drone will. I think the drone flies better faster. And if there's, I notice I get like high velocity wind errors whenever I, kind of get up above the trees and above the houses and stuff like that. But if I fly down low, kind of like the BMAX challenge, I feel like the wind doesn't really get down low as much as it does up high. But at the drone meetup, like, I mean, the wind is everywhere. And like, if your drone falls, like, it's going to get wet or land in muddy sand or something like that. So, dang, everybody's talking about me naked. All right. So Gary's back. Jim's droning. Rain, windy rain. All right, I got to catch up. All right, here's another video. Oh, I don't want to watch that. So Gary's flying down Thursday morning. Last year they de-iced the plane before we took off. .808 says Florida is an 18-hour trip. It's an 18-hour flight, or by boat? Because you're in Hawaii, right? And so, but Hawaii is on the other side of, it's by California, right? It's on the California side. Like, the maps that I remember, like, there was the United States, and then there was like this little Hawaii and Alaska. And I don't know which side Hawaii is on. I'm pretty sure Hawaii is on the California side, though. But I'm old and like not really good at geography. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, though. Okay, so 808 said he would bring the Evo 2 Pro. I need to dust that thing off. Maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll charge that tonight and try to fly it tomorrow. Maybe I'll bring that. That's a good idea. It probably has all kinds of firmware updates at this point. I still have the original, which is probably the one you're talking about. So Doug, the meetup in Florida is not a VIP thing, but it's not like you don't like get invited to it. It's just you kind of like how I found out about it was half of the people that I follow were all there one weekend. Like, and this was the year before I went. And then I decided to go last year, and I really decided like a month before the event. But several people were just kind of asking if I was going, and then I just decided to go. And then Captain Ray, he showed up on my live stream, and then I went on his live stream, and then I was there 2 weeks later. Is kind of how it happened. But you're welcome to come, Doug. It's yeah, if you follow Captain Ray, or Johnny Drone Flyer, or Maddie, that's on here all the time. They kind of were heading it up last year. But yeah, it's a good time. It's really cool, actually. Oh, see, I'm behind. I need to catch up. All right, we're gonna zoom through these. Lambo, hey, I think. Yep. Ken Heron forgot I was on his show. Yeah, Ken. I don't know that I made a lasting impression. It was like when I was on his channel, it was right after his wreck, and I don't think that he was all there at the time. I think he was still kind of getting his memory back, or at least that's my excuse. That's what people told me while I was there. 808 needs a blue jacket. Okay. Barkley's in the house. We did talk. I don't remember talking to you. I've got my whole day on my Insta360 camera. Are you sure we talked? Maybe we did talk. I remember standing right next to you when you grabbed Ken Heron's drone and like kind of turned it off. Yeah, I remember because you were mentioning that you lived in Franklin, and that's when I learned that. Sorry, man. I thought for some reason I was thinking that like we really, really talked whenever we met in Kentucky. Nobody's going to be disappointed when they see you. You'll be fine. Oh, gosh. Sir, he's listening. So Ace Pro Action 2 is good. So Jim, the next thing I'm going to try is I was trying GyroFlow with the Action 2, and I tried it on my my Ace Pro, but the Ace Pro, I flew it with stabilization. So from what I understand, GyroFlow works good if you don't turn stabilization on your camera and you let GyroFlow do it. But so maybe I'm going to turn stabilization off of the camera and then do it in post in either Insta360 Studio or GyroFlow. Maybe I'll just compare the two. So who else we got? All right, I'm at 7:10. 10 minutes behind y'all. Yeah, so Foxhorn is, I think I explained that already, but Foxhorn is just a, yeah, I'm just changing the name of the channel. That's all. And Foxwing was taken everywhere, but Foxhorn, the only thing that's Foxhorn is like a wine. So I think it'll be good. Oh, Lambo's not going? Ah, dang it. Got all excited. Now I don't like that. Gary had Greek tonight. Nice. What do you eat when you eat Greek? Do you eat a hero, or what do you get? So Doug is asking if anybody's done Marco Island in Florida. I have not, but there's a lot of people from the South Florida Float meetup, South Florida drone meetup that that live in Florida. They probably have. The Avada nicks my foxhorn. That's funny. Hawaii is west of Mexico. Yeah, I'm not good. So this is what I'm good at. I'm very good at concepts. I'm very good at problem solving, and I'm very good at figuring things out. What I'm not good at, and you probably know it by watching my channel, is I'm not good at specs. I'm not good at specific details. Like there are some people that can just ramble off all of the specs on a specific camera. Now I've gotten decent since I've been doing this channel for a long time, but and I understand, like, bigger the sensor, more light comes in. Smaller the sensor, less light comes in. Camera has to do more work. Like, just like your eyes. Like, your brain has to do more thought when you're doing this. Unless you, like, when your eyes are open like this, your brain doesn't have to think as much. So those concepts is what I'm good at. All right. Evo 2 Pro version 1. I'm going to get that out and see if it still flies. Surely it does, unless my battery's all puffed up. Everybody in the chat's telling me how to where Hawaii is. Yeah, so y'all are talking about kites. I actually, after the stream last week, we got somebody in the green room. I want to bring him in a second. But we talked about last week. We talked about how windy it was at the last drone meetup, and it was like. So I spent all week looking at like kite mounts for my 360 camera. So, but I'm not gonna fly a kite. But yeah, I want to bring. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Looks like he's still fiddling. Oh, he's ready. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Dude, when was the last
How
time
you
we
doing?
talked? It had to have been like 4 years ago.
4 years ago. 3 years ago. I was checking on your channel. I was checking on the videos, but I just more notifications to your life. I was driving because I was picking up stuff from the post office, and I was like, oh, so I'm gonna join your chat.
I hear like for me it's kind of robot-y. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna take the blur off my background and see if that helps.
Let me go to my Wi-Fi. That works.
It looks like you froze. Let me. Oh, he's out. Well, that was fun. Dang it, man! I wanted to talk to him. Oh, he's coming back. He's loading back in. Let's see what we got.
So is it better now?
Yes.
All right. I have to hook up to my Wi-Fi because in my house it's really, really bad.
Okay.
Okay. So the last time we talked was like 4 years ago, and I always checked out on your channel. I just never got to jump in or anything because I was working. And then today I saw the notification and I was like, I hope he's still on because he said the stream will be short. And I was like, I'm really driving home right now. I'm going to be joining his chat.
It's probably not going to be short now. I got somebody to talk to.
Well, it's good to see you. And I always wanted to tell you that I appreciate everything you've done for me just with that single stream that you did. It was a lot of motivation for me to actually keep going with YouTube and to do certain things. And I actually am working on this bad boy right now.
Oh,
which is my cinematic rig. So
nice.
I am, getting full on into this whole video thing and filmmaking thing. And
very cool. What's the
I
base?
finally got me my cage for my FX3, and I have to finish this up, but I'll play with that after this stream. So, yeah.
There's my FX3 right here.
Oh, yes.
Or no,
I love my FX3.
Is it a 3 or a 30? I have the lower version.
Oh, the FX30.
Yeah, this is the FX30.
Yeah. I was debating if I should go with the FX30 or the FX3, and then I decided to go with the FX3 instead, spend the extra money and get a full frame sensor.
Yeah.
So don't regret it at all.
Yeah, do you like it?
I love it. It's pretty much like my exclusive camera these days to film weddings and whatnot else. And then now I just got myself an anamorphic lens, my first one, and I got to bang out my first short movie, which I used my wife for. It took me 8 hours to film and edit.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, man, it's getting there. I have so many videos I have to finish. I have to do reviews for SmallRig. They send me all kinds of stuff, and I'm like so far behind because I work too, and work has been crazy too because nobody coming to work, and I've been banging out 16-hour shifts and 24-hour shifts, and I was like, every time when I do have time, I'm sleeping. So yeah. How you've been? How's everything been going for you? I heard I followed you on that Florida. So you're going on a trip?
Yeah, so every year in April they have a drone meetup. I'm not sure on the numbers. I know last year we had like maybe 150 people there. And then this year I'm like 144 on the list of the people that said they were going. So there's probably going to be at least 200 people there this year. But yeah, it's just like, for me, it's a great opportunity to meet people that you've kind of chatted with, but not really like ever met them in person. Like, I've never met you in person, but this is the second time we've actually talked, and we've chatted other times, and but it's really neat. But not too many people flew their drones when I was there, just because it was, I think there was probably like, it's a bad spot. Like, it's beautiful, but it's so windy. That is Hawaii windy? Like, are there, like, if you're on the beach, maybe?
Yeah, it can be. Like, it depends on what side of the island you're at. I'm on the big island, so we can have rain, we can have it super windy, it can be super wind still. Like the east side is usually a little bit more windy, while the west side is like barely anything. But yeah, we have very windy cliffs and stuff too, where you got to be careful of wind shears, or your drone is going to go somewhere else. I think in my entire 6 years now, I think I sank like 9 drones into the water because of that.
Dang.
So, including one Avata.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Avata was my own fault. It was a pilot error. I got the drone. I flew it in manual and didn't know nothing about Cine lifts or Cine drones, Cine whoops, and I didn't know nothing about it. About the yaw tumble, and I sank it, and I was devastated. And I researched, and there were a lot of other people that apparently didn't know about the yaw tumble either, until it was actually Ken Dono and the two people that usually always hated each other that actually educated me about the yaw tumble.
Oh, yeah. The two Kens.
And I was like, wow. So yeah, one was Original Dobo. He told me about the yaw tumble, and then I had Drone Worship, him too. Dan Simpson, he does another stream now. I mean, he changed his name too. But yeah, they both told me about the yaw tumble. I was like, what is that? And then I looked it up and I figured it out. And I said, damn. So the Avata 2 is coming out pretty soon, sometime in April. So I'll definitely going to buy me one. And the first thing that I will be doing is, do you have yaw tumble?
Right.
So I'm definitely going to try that out.
I'll show you one thing it does. And this is kind of what I was going to talk about tonight a little bit. But the trailer video, like, so it's called Ready to Roll. And
Ready to roll. Okay.
And it rolls. So they're definitely going from CineWhoop to more of a
FPV
style. Yeah. So that's really all I wanted to talk about the Avata 2 tonight.
All right. That's great. I'm looking forward to that stuff. To get back to the stuff in person. So I ended up going to the NAB show last year.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the first time for me to actually get off this rock and actually go to an area where it's going to be concentrated of YouTube content creators as well. The NAB show is all about technique and technology and AI and lighting, camera, drones, whatever. Had a huge booth of DJI, had a huge Condor Blue booth. I ran into people that I've been watching for years, and I ended up actually filming together with Josh from Make Art Now. So I ended up filming together with him, and he was like super cool. I ended up running into John Sloan. I saw Paul for the first time in my life, and Feinberg, and then there were so many other guys. I've seen Dion, and I've seen that other guy. He does like all kind of camera reviews and stuff. There were a lot of big personalities, and I even had it that 2 guys came up to me and said, "Hey man, you're the dude from Hawaii," and I was like, I don't even know you.
Yeah.
And it felt kind of cool that they actually that that even with a small channel like mine that people watch your stuff,
Yeah.
that are actually up there. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then the guy tells me at the end, "Where's your shirt?" And I was like, "What shirt?" And he was like, "You should have printed a shirt of what you're always saying." And I couldn't get it until the end part. At the end of my videos, what I always say is like, be a nice human, make somebody else smile, and pay it forward, right? And he was like, "You should have printed that." And I was like, there's actually an idea for it. So,
That's a good shirt.
so yeah, I probably gonna try and make something like that in the near future. But I gotta finish up all these videos first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Avada too, man. I'm looking forward to it, definitely. I told my wife about it already. Babe, we're gonna have some damage on our bank card, as soon as come April. And she's like, "Oh, what now?" And I tell her,
Yeah.
"Well, there's a new drone coming out." And then she's like, "You just spent all this money to buy this lens and stuff." Yeah, babe, we always gotta advance somehow, So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the Avada too. Now that you just said it, I never even watched any of the trailers. I have been just looking up specs, and I have been looking up pictures
Mhm.
and to see like what is the specs. I'm just hoping that the camera is better than the Avada One. I mean, the Avada One wasn't too bad. I actually did a few real estate videos with it, and but I mean, if it flies better with the controller, now that you can actually do action shots with it too, I think it's
Yeah.
it's drifting away a little bit from that Cinewhoop profile, and it's trying to be a little bit more like a fine-tuned FPV, DJI FPV, because the DJI FPV was just too big and too fast. I was afraid
was
of going through
Too
gaps.
aggressive. Like it was like you could kill somebody with that drone.
Oh yeah, definitely,
9 miles an
definitely.
hour, like with like a weed eater going through the air. Like
Yeah, yeah. I still have mine, so I sold my first one because I wanted to pick up the Avada. So I sold that and I picked up the Avada, but then I was missing that chasing the cliff shot and dive bombing down things. But so I bought another one and I went dive bomb and I dive bombed right into the ground, like on my second flight. And I was like, and that was simply because I was so stuck on the simulator that with the simulator you could do it because they have a DJI FPV in there as well on liftoff, and I could do it all the time. And I tried to apply it in real life, and it just was too weak to push up, and it just went straight into the ground. I picked it up. I think I had 80 pieces.
oh my gosh.
80 pieces of DJI FPV that was everywhere, and I was like, I'm not going to send this in because I don't have refresh. So I bought a used one for $600, and I flew that one, and I never did the dive bombing into the ground ever again because now I knew how much different it was from the simulator to the real deal.
Yeah.
Like you have more drop, she's faster, and for some reason the environment in a simulator always feels bigger. And it's like you don't have that feeling that you're going to sink $1,000 into the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of like field of view in your goggles is different. Like there's settings in your goggles that you can adjust things on like, what you're seeing and like refresh rate and stuff like that. That the simulator, like your computer screen's different or your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So DJI is releasing two things. They're releasing the Avada 2, and they're releasing the I think it's an update to the Ronin camera.
Oh yeah. I know that they're bringing out the Ronin 4D 8K.
Yeah. Let me see if you can understand. Well, it's not up there anymore. Oh wait, maybe it's down here. Here it is. So let's see if you can understand. Maybe help me out with. So right here, it looks like you've got a camera with the LiDAR right next to it. Over here, you've got a record button and then some sort of switch. Here, you've got the handle, which looks just like the Ronin handle. And then you've got the Ronin gimbal part. But I'm trying to figure out like what this little camera is. And it's called Focus on the Vision. So usually that's a hint as well. But
Focus on the vision would be like an advanced LiDAR.
yeah, so okay, so this animation helps. So it starts focuses here and then focuses there and then focuses there and then focuses there.
Mm.
So I wonder if, but there's no like focus wheel. So like, but usually in the past the LiDAR has helped out with the like the focus control. But is this a camera?
It might be a LiDAR.
Or are these 4 different things that they're releasing? Or
It's hard to tell. I can barely see it too because my screen is like small on the phone. So I'll have to look it up on the computer.
but anyway, I'm just curious. That's coming out on the 9th. So we'll know that even sooner.
Yeah.
But I will probably not buy that, and I'll buy the Avata.
Well, unless it's 4 products that they're bringing out, focus on the vision.
Yeah.
Because I know that the Avata 2 has a different camera, and it looks similar to that, what you just showed.
Yeah.
So that might be the first one, might be the Avata 2, then there might be another RS, maybe the RS4 coming out.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then I know that they're bringing out the Ronin 4D 8K, and then maybe another Action Pro, or I have no idea.
Yeah. What I miss the old Osmos, like the Osmo Pro that had the 4/3 camera on it. But like I was hoping they were going to continue to, like when the Inspire 2 and the Inspire 3 came out. Like I've got the camera for the Inspire 2, but I don't have a handheld. I would love to walk around with that camera.
Yeah.
But,
Well, it's the thing is too, it's like with technology, everything evolves, especially with DJI. They're bringing out so many things. And back in the days, I was like the person to always try and make it happen. And I pick up the newest of the newest things. And it's just, you run out of money quick. Like, it's like, damn, they just brought out the Osmo Action 2. Then all of a sudden it was a 3. And then they come out with something else. And then DJI comes with the Ronin 4D. And I was like, you know what? I ain't chasing, you know, I'm going to expand what I have. And then if there's anything that I have to purchase, then it might be over Amazon, so I can keep it for 30 days and return it. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, I return a lot. I make videos and return.
Yeah. So I don't like, I just don't, but I don't want to lose the benefits of Amazon either, because to ship to Hawaii seems to be one of the biggest issues that we have.
Oh yeah.
So there were certain items that I used to be able to get from Amazon, and then nowadays not anymore, because the shipping to Hawaii is just atrocious for certain things, you know. So, for example, batteries, I literally just grabbed for my Cine rig. I picked up this small rig battery right here, which is a 6,400 watt battery, the V99, and I needed it for my Cine rig, but nobody would ship it except for eBay. So I had to go on eBay so that the person is actually going to ship it to me, you know, and Amazon does not ship any batteries to Hawaii anymore. And then any item over 74 pounds, they just deny it. Like, they send it back. It reaches Hawaii and then they send it back. And I'm like, what?
You need to start like a black market trade, like, you know what I mean?
Well, what I do is I have a friend who works with the airlines, and I have friends in Vegas. So if there is items that need to be shipped, then I send it to my friend in Vegas, who then loads it up to the plane part, and then we ship it over my friend's shipping benefits through the airlines. And then I have to come to the airlines and pick it up from there, from the cargo. But it's such a hassle just because you live 3,000 miles into somewhere, a small rock in the Pacific, you know, and it's really annoying. So, but I'm going to be making my way to the mainland in April. I mean, actually 2 weeks from now, on the 17th, 16th. Okay. We're going to come to Vegas, and then we're going to rent motorcycles, and then we're going to take a trip to, I forget, Colorado? So
I hope you know where you're going when you get there.
I know. So I'm just going with the flow, and I'm probably going to take my drones with me. I'm going to take my FX3 with me in the smaller version, where I do my vlogging version. And I'm going to do another episode like I did the last time, because it was apparently really good, where people liked it, to see. It was like a 3-day motorcycle trip captured in 20 minutes, you know. And
cool.
I had the Evo 2 Pro in there. It's such a hassle because you're filming at the same time. The vlogging part, not too bad, But when your whole motorcycle group has to stop for you to fly your drone,
Oh,
and they all look, after a while, they're all looking at you. I know it looks beautiful, but do you have to fly it right now?
yeah.
So, yeah.
Have
Eat
you
More
figured out
Pasta
how-
says, I did care refresh for first time when I got the Mavic 3 Pro, although I never destroyed a DJI drone. Phantom 2. Yeah, the care refresh is actually pretty good. When I had my stuff going with the Avata, DJI at first said, "Oh, that's a pilot error," and I wouldn't understand it. I told them, "It's like I don't get it. Well, how is it my pilot error when the thing just dropped out of the sky?" They haven't elaborated the part with the yaw tumble, and that's when I figured out DJI knows about the yaw tumble. It's the reason why they didn't release the drone with the controller. They said it's compatible with it, but they automatically assumed that everybody who would who would be able to fly manual would also be aware of the Cinewood part. So that's why they only released it with the joystick. Because if they would have released that drone with that controller, 80% of pilots who would have started manual would have dropped that sucker out of the sky right off the bat. And there were hundreds of videos on YouTube after.
Yeah.
So DJI acknowledged it after a while, and they gave me a $160 credit. Plus, I had viewers on my channel, which I'm still super grateful for, that donated money to me to pick up or to pay for the rest. And I picked up that Avata, and I flew it ever since then, only exclusively with that joystick. Like, I never went back to the controller. I tried it once, just because there was a firmware update. That was before the firmware update when you had to put the phone on. So I'm still technically seen flying it illegally because I'm not using the remote ID, but it's only for recreational parts too. I have not used the drone for real estate after the update for the RID. So because I don't want to lose my license,
Yeah. So,
But I have,
So this year is the first year that I made less than $600 this year. So I did not have to put YouTube on my taxes. Like it was a loss or whatever. And so, so I actually saved money by not making money on YouTube. So I'm not even I don't even have a reason to do FAA, like the Part 107. I don't have a reason to do anything but fly recreational. I've never furthered this business. I've gone deeper and deeper in the hole every year.
Yeah, I have been doing the same thing for 3 years. And then the last year was when I had my breakthrough with the filming part in the private business. And that's when I started doing real estate. And because I need the Part 107 for the real estate, so I started doing the whole compliance thing with the RID and stuff, because my Auto Evo 2 Pro V1 cannot be remote ID compliant without a module. So I had to contact some companies, and I told them, hey, I make YouTube videos. I have been using my channel for a benefit for me to be able to review gear, and automatically also using it for my business. So, and then I do real estate. Not like that I make a lot of money off of it, but I make enough to upgrade my gear. So the drone, my Auto Evo 2 Pro is my workhorse. So I've been doing a lot of real estate photography, or property photography too, because Hawaii is booming right now. Like, everybody's buying land everywhere, and they always want pictures for it. So you get $125 for a few pictures that you take for those people, and then they're happy, I'm happy. And with my Part 107, I'm literally utilizing it for all my drones. And then I have my insurance from State Farm. I think it's State Farm. I forget. It's like $17 a year, but I have never utilized it, because I heard that if you ever utilize your insurance with State Farm, just for the drone, they're going to drop you the next year. They're not going to renew you. So I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll wait for the real big deal if I drop onto somebody's solar panel and I have to pay $30,000 to repair it, which so far has never happened, but you never know. You know what I mean? There's always a chance for it. So if I did sink the drone into the ground, because one time was stupid. There was a house that was on a cliff, and I flew it around the house, and there was a branch that was sticking out, and I clipped just with one, and then the drone just into the water. I'm like, dang it. Right. So I ate $1,300 just for the drone in that one. And it's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah. big time.
I bet real estate and like wedding videography in Hawaii, there's probably a lot of that. Probably a lot of people go to Hawaii to get married.
Yeah, they come to Hawaii, but it's like I'm not on a big island, so it's further away. Oh, really? You gotta stop working right now. Anyhow, it's like I'm on a big island, so the market for that is everybody's in Waikiki, everybody's in Oahu, so there's a lot of market for that there. I don't live there. I live on a different island, so over here it's kind of the people don't really have that much money, and if they do make it here, then it's more like the poor tourists that make it here, so they cannot afford to pay like $2,000-3,000 for a wedding. But we have some rich people living on the other side who pay a lot of money for just pictures, so they're not so much into the video part, which makes it easier for me to just take pictures. So. And I scored a couple good gigs in weddings and stuff. And then I do mainly, I don't know, I think even having this scenery right now, this is like a $10,000 scenery that I put together. And even that I'm filming right now just to get better, to hone my skills, to just fulfill my passion, because it doesn't pay for my bills. You know, it's just a passion. It's just loving to do what I do. Plus my channel does not exist to make revenue. My channel exists to educate people on what if this stuff is even worth it, you know? Yeah. And so far I have turned down probably over 300 products from companies who tried to pay me to make a review. I would have easily made money off of that, and I probably would have grown bigger in subscriber list, but I'm not about that. I'm about to review the product to the best of its capability and seeing if it's cash or trash, you know? Yeah. And they don't understand that, so I have not been contacted. The companies that had stuck with me throughout all these years is Skyfi Aerial, it's Freewell filters. I had Skyread actually drop out on me because I am dealing with Freewell, so they kind of like competing so hard with each other that they fought with each other through my emails. I'm like, each company was sending me emails back and forth telling me like, oh, you're dealing with a very scrupulous person and company, and we're not willing to send you anything anymore. It's like that's cool. If you don't let it out on me, I'm grateful for what you have sent me. 2 weeks later, I have a case in my mailbox, and it says, "Oh, can you review this?" And I'm like, "What?" Yeah. So it's weird how they do that.
I still don't have anybody sending me stuff.
For real?
Yeah, I did a thing like I really hustled maybe the first 2 or 3 years of my channel, and I partnered with all of these like Asian Amazon companies, and so they would send me like, well, I would have to buy it, and then they would reimburse me over PayPal.
Yeah.
So that I'm an actual Amazon, like I'm a customer.
Verified purchase. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would do this thing on my channel. It was like $20 Tuesday, and they were all like little tripods or GoPro mounts, or like just little stupid plastic things that I would review on my channel. And I would always like, if it cost $20, I would always be positive and say, if you're gonna buy a tripod for $20, this is a good tripod. But it's not the best tripod on the planet. Or, this will like, I had a lot of them. They were like glued together. And so I would leave it in my car, and like the glue would melt, and then
the heat.
Yeah. And then the camera would just kind of fall off. And I'm like,
oh dear.
Then I would do follow-up videos every once in a while saying, well, this didn't really work out. But I tried to hustle, and I think the CAF VR camera company is sending me a camera in May to review, and that might be the first time that anybody's ever like sent me a review a review unit. But because they said something like you'll have it for 3 weeks, and so like I'm actually pretty excited about that. But
okay, yeah, you can get it for 3 weeks. That's great.
Yeah, but But I've always been frustrated with all of the, like even with Insta360, like I've done so many videos for that company that still have not sent me anything.
See, the key part with Insta360 is I bought an Insta360. This okay. To say it honestly, the Insta360 1R is the reason why my channel exists. Because I bought it based on a famous YouTuber's review where they came out, you know how it goes. They all get it sent to them. They have it for a month or two, and then they do their videos. And upon release date, they all drop their videos and it's the hot thing, the hot commodity.
Yep.
I picked up that Insta360 1R, and it was a pile of crap. It fogged up on me. It wouldn't work properly. The 360 model wouldn't stitch it correctly either. And I was furious about it. I was like, this is horrible. I've been dealing with GoPros and drift cameras prior, and I was like, this is trash. And I made a video about it, and Insta360 contacted me right away. The good thing was that I bought the Insta360 1R through Amazon. So I returned it already after I made my video. So Insta360 literally contacted me and told me, oh, can you return the old camera to us? Because we believe that you have a faulty model. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to return it to you, but I'll take a new one if you want to. And they sent me a brand new one. But with that, they sent me all these accessories, the motorcycle accessories, everything. They tried to make it right. And then that's when I figured out the reason why it fogs up is because the system is not sealed like the GoPros are. And it's not sealed like the drift. Yeah, so it's not really. And because we have a lot of humidity here, so the inside temperature rises so high that even in the humidity or in a humid area like this, with the sun beaming right onto the lens, it would interfere and it would fog up because there's no ventilation for it. So they send me these attachments, lens protectors that go literally like over it, and it would fix it a little bit, but not all the way. So it was still trash, but I removed the video of that. It's not a GoPro killer. And they had sent me another one, was the Go 2 that they sent me after they had the first one. And they were so sure about their product with the Go 2. And I did a review video on it, and it was negative too. Like, regardless if they send it to me for free, I just simply emailed them back and I told them, your stuff is trash, man. It's like, it's not charging properly. It's only recording for like 7 minutes. Then it overheats. You know, and it's just, I mean, it's cool that it's such a tiny device, but you can only use it for so limited uses. And I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm not going to encourage people to spend $250 of their hard-earned money to just pick this piece of trash up. You know, it's like, it's not going to work. And they haven't contacted me ever since, you know, and I have been warning people about the company. Because even my friend bought an Insta360 and he got totally screwed over because he sent the camera back. And 4 weeks later, they still haven't repaired it or haven't contacted him about anything. And he literally was sitting there with an empty box, spent $300, you know. And I was like, I don't know. So I tried the 1-inch sensor or the 1-inch module on the 1R, but I don't know. The Insta360s are just the only good one that I really know right now is the X2 and the X3. They're really good. They're really good cameras. They're robust as hell. You can do a lot of stuff with it, but I believe they're sealed systems too, correct?
What'd you say? They're
like, they're Insta360, but they're sealed, right? They're enclosed. So
they're sealed like about as good as a GoPro. Like
okay.
They've added since then. They've added a bunch of little orange notifications so that if you like, you know, on the clip, like if you see orange, then it's not sealed. So you've got to like make sure that all the tabs are pushed in all the way. I would say the two and the 3 are probably the best, and they're a lot like the GoPro Sessions. Like when the GoPro Sessions came out and they were like all rubbery, like that's kind of where Insta360's gone with the X's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the X2 and the X3. They're really good.
Yeah,
like,
I think
their
the
stuff
X4
is really
going to
good.
be out in a couple months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the X3 is one of my go-to camera to film while I'm still riding a motorcycle. It's really, really great.
Yeah.
You know, because you can literally put it anywhere and you put it on that stick. And I think I dropped it like twice going like out of 50 and it's still working.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The one thing about the Insta360s that gets me is that the footage, you have to work it in their software. and then you have to resave it as an MP4. I mean, the options are great, but it's an extra step to the editing process. And I think GoPro does better on that with their already MP4 files, you know,
Yeah.
so that if you just want to simply cut it and paste it in DaVinci or in Adobe Premiere, it's easy to deal with GoPro footage. But the GoPros, I only had one, and it was the 11 Pro, I think. Is that the one where they brought up the mini, the square one? Was that the 11?
It's either a 10 or 11. I don't know. I've got two
Yeah.
of the minis.
And that went into the ground with the FPV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was part of the 80 pieces that I picked up. So yeah, I have not used.
I've turned two minis into a VR 180 rig. So the max lens, the attachment that you can put on it, the 2.0 has, it's really crystal clear, and you can get an entire sphere. And so you can take two of those, like put them like left eye, right eye, and then convert them into a VR 180 video.
I remember watching one of your live streams. I don't know how you do it, but the live stream was, I believe, through your, the DJI that's there on the gimbal, the tiny one, the small one. What is that? The Action or the Osmo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you was filming the football games with it, and you was live.
That was my phone on the
okay.
On the Osmo Mobile.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I had to go to my son's football game, and I'd made a commitment to do a live stream every Tuesday night. So yeah.
It was funny too. Every time I tuned in and I was driving, and my wife was like, "What are you doing? Watching college football on your phone?" Right? And I told her, I said, "No, that's Sean's stream." And she's like, "Who the hell is Sean?" And I was like, "That's the first guy I've ever been on a live stream." And she's like, "Well, I should blame him then for all the stuff you bought."
Yeah. Talk to my wife.
Yeah, because that's pretty much what happened with me. Is like after having your live stream, I got so much into tech for live streams that I ended up picking up the studio set up completely with better mic, and I have the podcast module to have multiple screens that I can switch around with.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy. Like my studio is like fully souped up these days, and then now I diverted off the studio part because I wasn't making any money with the YouTube videos, and I had some medical issues, and then I had work to do, and so for like a year I was like downgrading, and I had to sell separate cameras, but I kept my studio set up all the time, just to be able to jump anytime I wanted to jump back onto StreamYard. I always was using StreamYard, so if I needed it, I'd subscribe for that 1 month for $25, and then I would cancel my subscription the next day, just so that I would have the extra stuff for 1080p, because I wanted to live stream in 1080p at least, And then the live stream, I used to be really good at it with the live stream for a while. It was like because I never tried to compete with other people. I never wanted to make a live stream at the same time as they had theirs. Like, for example, Kid Heron or Original Dobo, because I always was hoping that they would invite me or that I would jump in there with them, but it ended up never happening. And I had Flightpath in mind one. Aldrin would come once to my live stream. I had him as a guest. I had Dad Random a lot of times. I tried to get into it with WrestleMania 2 at some point. But Wrestler, I ended up never. I don't think I ever ended up on a live stream with him. I ended up with a couple other people, but live streaming is so much fun, and I need to get back into it. So that's why I was like driving home, and it's like, "Come on, Sean, I'm on my way home. Hang on there, I'm gonna jump in."
You're welcome any Tuesday.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, usually I'm supposed to be working right now. I kind of took off for today. So.
All right. Just to let you don't let anybody see.
Yeah. So
I think the last time we talked, you had it was when I was switching over to DaVinci Resolve, and you had mentioned that I believe you bought DaVinci Resolve, and then you got a Blackmagic camera that came with it right after that, and you were upset that like you didn't just wait till you bought the camera and got the software for free.
Yes.
Is that right?
That is, yes, that's correct.
Oh,
That's
I
right.
remembered something. Good.
Yeah. And then I got rid of the Blackmagic camera afterwards, and I actually switched completely to Sony and everything else. Like, I'm a total Sony shooter. I have two A6400s now. I have an A7 III. I have the FX3 that I just Cine rigged out. So I'm going to be making a video about that too. But like I said, I have so many things. Small Rig sent me a ton of a whole box that was mixed with attachments, and I'm like thinking, I was looking through some of these attachments, like I don't even know what this is for.
Yeah.
How am I going to do a review on this? You know, and then I figured it out afterwards when I started building the Cine Rig. Oh, that's what that is for. So now I have like a follow focus wheel, and I have a matte box, and I have glass for it, and I have these rails, and didn't know nothing about it until probably 3-4 months ago. And then they sent me an email, and then they stated something like, are you going to do a review about the parts that we send you? And I told them, yes, I have been so busy with other things. And they sent me another box.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my God. So I have to go through all that stuff. And I'm going to make multiple reviews on just small things here and there. And then I wasn't sure if I should just do shorts, because I don't want to make the whole freaking always intro and then, hey, welcome. You think your name is bad. You know how bad it is when I say in my stream or in my videos, hey, this 808 State from Hawaii. It's I don't know. Like, welcome back to my channel. It's the 808 State from Hawaii. And it's like 808 State Hawaii from the Big Island of Hawaii. And it comes out as Steve the Idiot when it translates it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's funny.
Yes, it's like when you go for the auto captions, it goes Steve the Idiot from the Big Island. I'm like, wow, okay, 808
like
State Hawaii.
Accent or something. And try to figure out how
I
to
guess.
say it, like,
right?
but I don't hear Steve the Idiot out of that at all.
Me neither. That's why it was the guy from Skyfire Aerial that actually pointed it out. He took a screenshot of it while he was watching my video, and he was like, "Look at this!" And I watched 2 or 3 of my videos, and I put on the auto captions. It said that 3 times. Steve the Idiot from the Big Island. And I'm like, wow, my name is Steve the Idiot.
That's awesome.
So yeah. Wrestler said when 808 State was on a show I co-hosted, he gave non-stop stories, talk constantly. Oh, I'm sorry. Easiest show I ever did. Laugh out loud. Genuinely, it's a great guy. Thank you. I appreciate that, my man. I know. I like to socialize with people. So that's why I was listening to his stream and say, I randomly I'm scared of walking up to people that are saying, I'm not scared at all. I walk straight up and say, hey, you the dude from so-and-so, right? I watch your stuff all the time. And they're looking at me like, okay. Like, yeah, okay, that's great. And I'm like, oh, am I the creepy misery kind of guy?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at reading people. And so, like, I know they're either into what I'm saying or they're not into what I'm saying. Like when they start like
right
away or something like that, I'm like, I just kind of stop talking. I mean, I'm not weird about it, but I'm just, I come to a quick halt and ask them a question and then let them talk for about 15 minutes.
Well, I had it when I was at the NAB show. There was one guy. He's a big tuber. I'm not going to throw out a name on him here. I'm not going to do that, but he's a big YouTuber. He has several 100,000 subscribers and stuff. And I ran into him, and I looked at him, and at first I didn't recognize him, but I heard the voice, and I was like, I turned to the side. I was trying to look for him, and then I saw who he was, and I was like, hey, you're so and so, and he was like, oh yeah. And he kind of like brushed me off completely, like I don't know who the hell you are. And then I looked at him and said, what are you gonna be such a dick for? And he looked at me, he was like, I'm sorry. It's like, I just introduced myself. You didn't even introduce yourself. You know what I mean? Like, be nice, be polite. What the hell is your problem? Just because you get so many thousands of subscribers, you know what I mean? It's not going to make you a better person, you know?
Right.
And he just like looked at me like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come across like that. But you did. I'm very direct, you know? So.
Yeah, I met a guy. So there's a guy who started out in Nashville and then he moved to California. But I saw him at Target, like in Smyrna here, like where I live, which is just kind of a small town outside of Nashville. And but he was with his girl, so I didn't want to I just didn't want to interrupt their evening. So I chatted with him later. I left a message on his I think I follow him on Facebook. I think we're friends on Facebook or something. And I messaged him and I was like, I saw you at Target tonight, but I didn't want to like ruin your date or anything like that. And he's like, oh, you should have come up and talked to me and stuff like that. And I said, I don't know how long you're in town, but I'd like to buy you a cup of coffee and just ask you questions about how, like I have a YouTube channel and I'd like to just, ask your opinion and, give me some good tips or something. And like crickets after that, like all of a sudden, like I'm like a creepy stalker or something like that. I'm like,
Oh dear.
I really just, you've done well and I just want to learn from that. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
So I always have like, I think you need to love your neighbor as yourself. And like, like you can either make everybody in your life, you can make their life worse or you can make their life better. And I want everybody in my life or everybody that I meet I want their experience to be better. Like kind of like Boy Scout, the code, like I want to leave it better than it was than I got there. And I want to do that with everybody like that I meet.
Yeah, you want to see the other people rise. You want to see other people be successful. I do the same thing,
Yeah, because I mean, if I talk to you and your channel got better, like I just know somebody that their channel got better. Like
it definitely got better because of you. I mean, I spent a whole lot more money, but it definitely got better because of you. I'll tell you that.
So
definitely.
I paid that is what I did.
Yeah, and I love your consistency. You have been so consistent in uploading and doing live streams and stuff. I totally dig it. And it's like, I wish I could do that. I'm just too busy with work all the time. I work at the jail, so there's like overtime after overtime and 16-hour shift after 16-hour shift, and then you stay so burned out and tired that you don't even want to film. But then when I do get into the filming part again, because I have some days that I get afterwards off, and I'm like full on into it, and I'm filming a lot, and then I'm neglecting my family life, and then my wife is getting mad at me, and I'm like, okay, I'll do something with the family. So I found the perfect balance. Like when we go on trips and then I film, and I try to have them more involved too, because I always look for a partner here, that might share the same passion the way I do. So we could film stuff together and maybe even make a channel together or whatever. But I haven't seen that around here at all. I mean, it doesn't help. I'm 45, you know what I mean? So most of the guys are in their 20s. So who the hell wants to hang out with a 45-year-old dude, you know what I mean, making videos?
Oh, I understand.
So I'm like, man, it's like all the good guys are living somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I do the same. I try to see people rise, and running across people like Josh Yo from Make Art Now, who has hundreds of thousands of subscribers. He's like so down to earth. It was so cool to meet him. He actually has his own camera guy, a boy that is interning with him, and he's literally filming him for his YouTube stuff, running the camera. I ended up talking to both of them, and I was like, "Oh, do you mind if I film it?" And he said, "Oh, no, not at all." And it came across so natural to having him on the film, and then somebody else just interrupted our conversation, walked up, and he was from another booth, and he was like, "Hey, Josh," and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was like, "What do you mean, what's up? We're all waiting for you." And he was like, "For what?" And he was like, "You're supposed to hold a presentation." And he goes like, "Oh, I forgot about that." So he started walking with the guy, and I looked at him and said, "Okay, Josh, you have a good one." And he turns around and said, "Where the hell you think you're going?" I said, well, I figured you're busy. And he said, "No, come with us." Like, it was so cool. And then I ended up filming for him. He gave me his camera. And he said, "Can you take a couple of these shots?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I'll take a couple of shots." And then it was super cool, like meeting somebody like that and being able to do stuff like that. It's like, wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. When I did it with Ken, like I filmed with my camera and I had my mic on him, and then he had a mic on himself, and he filmed with his camera. And so like we went to like a little cafe and had lunch with everybody that was there. It was like maybe like 6 or 7 of us that hung out with him that day. And then when we were eating lunch, he was like, "Do you want to go back to my radio station?" And I was like, and that's like where he made his videos to begin. Like, several years ago, there was this barn, that radio station he did all his videos in. I was like, yeah, I'd love to see that. And so like I gave him my SD cards, he grabbed my files, and then then I had my laptop, and so I put his SD cards in my laptop, and like I'd had all his files and he had all my files, and like we just each made our own videos and our own styles with the footage that we had. But like the more you record, like the big problem that I'm having is like I don't want to stop what I'm doing to make an intro or to make an outro or to like when I'm by myself and I'm in a park and like nobody's around and I have an hour and a half, like I'll do like a couple intros, I'll do a couple outros. But lately I've been like just kind of voiceover in Final Cut Pro, like, you know, just kind of intro the video and just play something cool while I'm talking instead of me being in the video. But then some people complain that I'm not even in the video, but I'm like, it's a drone flight. Do I need to be in the video? Like, do you need, like, does every video have to be me, like with the controls in my hand and then taking off and like,
Right.
you know the story by now. This just enjoy the flight with some cool Epidemic sound music or something. But I used to have like a pattern that I followed and a hustle and like thumbnail, like making sure that I did all of this stuff. And now like it got to a point where it was just work.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to do that anymore. And
That's right.
Like 8 years in the game, I'm not making any money. Like if I haven't like broken through at this point, I'm not going to break through. I'm not going to be the guy that people send the drone 30 days before it's ever released and sign non-disclosed. Like one person showed me a picture of, I don't even have the camera, but one person showed me a picture of the 1-inch sensor 360 camera a week before it came out. And that whole week I was like, I know what's coming out next week and y'all don't know. And like, I'll give you a hint, you know, these little things, but like, I don't know. And I've asked like B&H, I've asked different people, like, you know, I've got like over 7,000 subscribers. Surely somebody's going to watch this video at this point.
Right.
But they still, well, I think I'm so spread out. Like I like too many things that I don't have like a specific niche.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest issue, because I face the same thing like with mine. But my channel is 10 years old. I should have started all over new. I caught huge traction when I had my Alta Evo 2 Pro. I was doing in-depth review. The problem is I am not the type that wants to make the same video over and over. I don't want to talk if this video just was traction like crazy. I don't want to do who wants to hang out with a 7-year-old. I hang out with a 7-year-old any day. I don't care. I hang out with anybody. It's 17, 7, 70. It doesn't matter to me, man. As long as it's cool, we're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but I just don't want to, you know, like they're jumping too much onto being the generalized like mainstream. You know, I want to be the first one to release this video. I want to be part of the mainstream. And that's, I mean, they make their money like that, you know. That's why I like FlightPath. Aldrin is very natural about it. He gets the stuff because he got 200,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers, something like that. Yeah. But he's still a natural. He has a lot of gear. His stuff is very high tech. It's very professional, you know. He knows his thing. He uses the stuff, you know. It's just there's a lot of exposure on his end. That's the reason why big companies like DJI send him stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I ever want to be there. You know, I want to be able to have a creative flow. I want to be able to make stupid episodes where it's like super creative of what I just created, just because I wanted to. You know, and it doesn't matter if my expectations that I have on my videos is within the first 48 hours, all I want is 100 views, and I'm happy. That's all I care for. You know, and there's also this whole freaking, you got to have 4,000 watch hours within the last 365 days or whatever in order to get monetized. So I had that. I was up to like 7,000 or 8,000 at some point. I got monetized, and I've been monetized ever since. And I'm down to 2,800 because I just didn't want to do those mainstream videos anymore. I didn't want to make the stuff where, because I take the comments in my videos very personal, you know, and I take it very deep because there's a lot of work that goes into my videos, and I'm trying to relay a message, and sometimes it's like underlining the message, but I try to be nice about everything. And I have some weird comments that pop up once in a while. I don't delete no comments except for if they're spam or scam or whatever, lead to pornography or whatever, stuff like that. That's the only time that I delete those comments. But other than that, somebody has something negative to say. If I don't have to say anything, I ain't saying nothing. I might give them my heart, a heart. I try to answer every comment in any of my videos. Sometimes there's up to 100 comments, and for days I've been answering people. And then there's videos that have 4,000 views, and then there's videos that have 40 views. And I don't care, as long as, like I said, as long as my expectation is in the first 48 hours, 100 views, and I'm happy. And that way I kept myself low on expectations. Once in a while, every 2 months, I maybe get like $250 from Google Ads or whatever, that AdSense thing. And I'm, it's $200. Babe, can I spend you $200? On camera gear or whatever, and then I pump it straight back into that. When I used to do the live streams and I used to get donations and stuff from people, I used to buy newer gear. So from that money, so I could make reviews and I could review it, and that's pretty much what it is, because my bills are paid for with my regular job, and I just want to be able to relay helpful information to people. That's all it is. So,
yeah. And
I don't think I'm going to be one of those 1 million subscriber kind of Mr. Beast kind of channels. I don't think I will ever reach that.
Yeah.
So I watch some of those people, and what I see is that besides people like Peter Lindgren or Peter McKinnon, they all do the same thing over and over. It's like a cycle, and they have 1.5 million subscribers, and they just keep coming out with the same type of videos like a 1.5 month cycle, and it's like, how does it even work? Like, it apparently does.
Like the like after 30 days, like they do the review of the camera, and then they do like 30 days with this camera, and then 1 year with this camera, and keep regurgitating the same video. Yeah, I get that. And I used to have that pattern. Like I used to have I'd get it, and then I'd test, like each video would be me testing a different feature of that camera or that drone or whatever. And then I used to watch this guy, I don't even remember his name, but he would have these first flight videos, and so he'd set up a camera on the tripod, Irix guy, I think his name is, and he would and so he'd fly and he would talk about just his flight. And so I did a lot of that on my channel, and I would watch his videos, and he would talk about like this battery has 15 minutes, and I know that I can get 3 5-minute videos out of that. Like everything that he would talk about was making his YouTube channel. And so I kind of followed his pattern for a little bit while, but I got to the point where I would put forth a lot of effort, and I would get no return. And so now I'm just kind of just making videos for fun, and some of my videos hardly get any views, and then someone will comment on a video that I put out 4 years ago.
Yeah, right. I have that too.
I bought
there's the one thing about it is, if you have videos for example, my Avada crash video.
Oh yeah. If you do
I
something,
got 10,000 views.
Yeah, you did something stupid, and everybody watches it.
Yeah, and then at first it was like, oh yeah, I had the same problem, and then all of a sudden you're being attacked. It goes down for 2 weeks later, and you're being attacked by these people. It's like, you're a bad pilot, or you're stupid, you don't know what you're doing and stuff. It's like, yeah, I did not know what I was doing. I didn't know about yaw tumble and stuff. Did you? Because you didn't tell me nothing 2 weeks ago when I first posted it,
Right.
So it's like don't come all hard now. It's crazy, you guys. But yeah, so negative videos like that, they have a huge traction. But I don't like those type of videos. I like to make what I just like to create. I'll make videos that I would like to watch if I would be a YouTuber. If I would be watching YouTube, and that's what I pretty much want to do. But I gotta go. I gotta feed the dogs and stuff. I didn't know that I'm here for an hour already, and I totally enjoyed it, and I definitely gonna do it again next time, hopefully from my studio. Yeah. So I just wanted to jump on really, really fast, and I really, really appreciate all of you guys watching. I appreciate all of you guys. Definitely.
Everybody go watch 808. He's got a good channel.
If you have time. All right, you guys. Aloha.
Well, that was unexpected. it was really cool to see 808 come in the house. So I told you I was going to be a short show, and we've been on here for over 2 hours. So actually, an hour and 57 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. For those of you guys that are going to the South Florida Drone Meetup, I will see you guys on Friday. I hope y'all have a safe trip there. Y'all hope I have a safe trip there too. I'm camping in the middle of Alabama. So I've never camped in my car before, so pretty interested to see what that's going to be like. But I'm going to document the whole thing. I might go live just kind of random times, so just watch for that. Yeah, everybody's saying their famous sayings at the end of my live stream. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Yeah, the next video you see from me will probably be, I might put the one of my Avata videos that I just did. I made several videos this week, but I don't know if I'm going to post any of them. But I might put the no GPS flight, because like flying wasn't really a big deal. It's the first time I've ever seen on my goggles the big red warning saying no vision, no satellite signal. And so like fly at your own risk kind of thing. It's the first time I've ever seen that. So I might post that video, because that's I don't know if anybody knows that the Avata flies crazy with no GPS. It flies a certain way in manual, but it also flies horribly with no GPS. Like I thought I had to pretty much catch it. Anyway, I might post that video. It's kind of an interesting video, but I really have one day to get ready for the South Florida Drone Meetup, so I might not do that until I get back. But yeah, again, thanks to 808. This is him saying goodbye. Be nice, be a nice human, make somebody else smile, and definitely pay it forward. He appreciates me having him on. So that's awesome. All right, y'all. Well, hope you guys have a good week. I will catch you guys on the next video. I'll probably make some videos on the way down there. Maybe in the hotel room. I might not, though. I might just go hang out and have a good time and then make videos when I get back. But live streaming is always easy, so I might do that a couple times here and there. And I might, just have a camera going, and anybody who wants to come on can come on. So make sure you guys like the live stream. Thanks, Gary, for but yeah, have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you on the next video. I'm going to close it out this time. Bye.